The night my parents tried to trade my spine for a convertible, the sky cracked open and let the truth pour out. Lila Moreau was never the headline in the Beaumont clan. She was the fine print. Her father, Grant, engineered luxury condos the way surgeons sculpt faces, precise, profitable, and always under bright lights. Her mother, Celeste, narrated the fairy tale, glossy fundraisers, curated grief, the quiet art of making control look like love. Then there was Theo, the lacrosse phenom whose every goal was a family press release. The inheritance landed at 22, a sealed envelope from Nana Colette, who'd passed mid-sentence while teaching Lila how to whistle through a blade of grass. The terms were carved in stone. Funds unlocked at 26, or instantly if coercive influence endangered her sovereignty. Nana had circled coercive in red ink, the color of stop signs and fresh blood. They chipped away gently. A shared investment in Theo's recruiting showcase. A bridge loan for Celeste's silent auction sculpture. Lila tracked the deductions in a private spreadsheet titled Ghost Ledger, but confrontation required oxygen, and the Beaumont house ran on nitrogen. The detonation arrived at Theo's 22nd, beneath a rented pergola dripping wisteria and borrowed money. Celeste lifted her coupe. "To my unstoppable son," she trilled, "and to Lila, who'll crown him with the Audi he's destined for." Crystal chimed. Grant's wink was a gavel. Theo's smirk could power a small city. Lila's glass hit the slate and exploded into 1,000 apologies she refused to give. "Pass," she said, voice flat as the horizon. Grant's palm met her cheekbone with the efficiency of a closing elevator door. Gasps fluttered like trapped moths. Celeste's laugh cracked. "Darling, you're drunk on drama." Lila tasted iron and clarity. "I'm sober enough to walk." She left barefoot, heels dangling from 2 fingers, the bruise already mapping constellations. The urgent care waiting room smelled of burnt coffee and fluorescent regret. A tech named Marisol taped gauze to Lila's temple and asked, "Safe address." Lila gave the name of a shelter she'd bookmarked at 3 a.m. 6 months earlier, back when bookmarks felt like rebellion. Dawn found her in a church basement with folding chairs and terrible donuts. Sister Ruth, ex-corporate attorney turned coffee-pouring saint, slid a legal aid card across the table. "They open at 9. I'll drive." By noon, Lila sat opposite Juno Park, a paralegal with a buzz cut and zero patience for sob stories. Lila handed over a thumb drive, 3 years of mirrored statements, annotated like crime scene photos. Subject line: Nana's exit clause. Juno's reply pinged at 2:14 a.m. Clause invoked. Accounts locked. Sheriff serving notice at 0700. Do not return. The Beaumont fortress began leaking prestige by breakfast.
Vendorlia.
Frozen escrow. Theo's endorsement deal evaporated when the sponsor Googled family values. Celeste's charity board asked for her resignation in a scented envelope. 3 weeks later, Lila walked up the flagstone path at 8:03 a.m., flanked by Deputy Alvarez and Juno in courthouse armor. The foyer still smelled of cedar and curated panic. Grant blocked the archway, cufflinks flashing surrender. "We'll call it a misunderstanding." Juno dropped the injunction like a mic. "Misunderstandings don't forge beneficiary signatures, Mr. Beaumont. Felony embezzlement does." Celeste attempted tears on cue. "Think of the Christmas card, Lila." Lila's laugh was soft, surgical. "I'm thinking of the audit trail." Theo tried bravado, shoulders squared like a goalie. Deputy Alvarez shifted weight. Bravado folded. Lila placed a single key on the entry table. Brass, newly cut. Unit 4C, Riverside Lofts. Mail rerouted. Contact through counsel. She turned. The door closed behind her with the finality of a vault. Her studio smelled of fresh paint and possibility. One window faced east. Sunrise spilled across thrift store rugs like spilled Merlot. She hung Nana's grass-blade whistle on a nail above the desk. Beneath it she wrote, "Roots don't owe the tree rent." The settlement was swift and surgical. Full restitution, mandated counseling, a non-disclosure that protected Lila more than them. Grant sold the Audi sight unseen. Celeste took up pottery, and shattered every bowl. Theo enrolled in community college under his middle name. Lila's first spoken word piece went viral under the handle at Ghost Ledger. The final line: "I inherited silence. I spent it on noise." On the anniversary of the pergola, she drove past the old estate. The wisteria was gone, replaced by a discreet sign: "Price reduced." Lila didn't break. She had a residency at the indie bookstore, new stanzas humming like bees, and a rearview mirror finally clear of shadows.